wolf.
Milo.
He's a big boy now.
Do I get to be in the video?
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael and on this channel I've been taking you guys with me for the journey of paying off close to $140,000 worth of student loan debt. And I am nearing the finish line, well, every single month. And in today's video, I'm going to be chipping away at even more of my student loan debt. Now, as I discussed in my previous Transfer Tuesday video that I made earlier this month, this being the month of February, I shared some of my hesitations and reservations for making transfers during the month of February. First off, the month of February is a shorter month, meaning that for my side hustle income, I'm not going to have as much disposable income to throw at my student loan debts. However, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the real numbers of how much I was actually able to transfer for this Transfer Tuesday. This is probably, unless something crazy happens next week, going to be my final Transfer Tuesday for the month of February, unless somehow I'm able to scrape together something else. Because as you guys will see, this Transfer Tuesday is unfortunately not going to be like the other ones in that I don't think I'm going to be able to hit my goals. We will see, but you know, there's other months coming up between now and May. My goal being to be completely debt-free by the month of May of this year. And in order to do that, I typically need to be able to put $3,000 towards my government student loans each and every month. Well, I've been able to do that in the past months pretty consistently. So let's take a look now and see what I was able to transfer for this final Transfer Tuesday for the month of February. Now, just to give you guys an update of what happened in my last video when I was transferring money to get rid of my student loans, I made a total transfer of $986.84. That was the total for, I keep wanting to say last week, but it was actually 2 weeks ago when I made that transfer for getting rid of my government student loans. And in today's video, before pressing record, I took a look at my total amount of outstanding student loan debt, which is only with my government student loans, but I have an outstanding total amount currently of $11,020. Now, if some of you are thinking, wait a minute, wasn't he like under 10,000? That was due to a mathematical error that I made on like 2 to 3 videos ago, so I apologize for that. But yes, I am currently at $11,020, and we will see where that number ends up at the end of today's video. As I've mentioned in the past, my current strategy for finishing off my only 2 remaining government student loans that are left is I have one that's a little bit over 6,000 and one that's a little bit over 4,000. The one that's a little bit over 4,000 is Group AG or Loan AG, and that one actually has a little bit of a higher interest rate. I'm going to pull it up for myself here so I can see it, but it has an interest rate of 4.29%, and that is going to be the loan that I'm targeting the most heavily for in today's video, obviously, but also for the month of March. My goal being to have this loan, Group AG, paid off by the end of March. As you guys can see, there's a current balance left. I probably have it somewhere up on the screen of $4,329.02 left on this loan. And so I would like to have it done by the end of March. So this is going to be the target loan for today's Transfer Tuesday. And I actually, before I say how much money I was actually able to transfer it, I'm going to pop somewhere up on the screen the other loan, because I don't think I showed you guys in my last video what the other loan looks like. The other loan I'm dealing with is Group AD, and you guys can see that this one has an outstanding balance of $6,691.71 and an interest rate of 3.86%. So a little bit lower than the one I just showed you with Group AG. And because Group AG is both a higher interest rate and closer to 0, that is the loan I'm targeting. So basically, Group AD, the one that I just showed you guys, is just going to be getting minimum payments until Group AG is officially paid off. Unless someone can think of a better strategy, you can leave it in the comment section below. But I feel like that's the best strategy, is to tackle the one that's closest to 0 and also has the highest interest rate. I feel like that way I save more money in the long run. Anyway, let's get down to the real numbers of how much money I was actually able to transfer in this Transfer Tuesday. And maybe somewhere in the title or in the thumbnail, I don't know, I probably have alluded to it, that it's not quite meeting my goal. It's not quite meeting the expectation I had for this month, but I had to kind of curb my expectations for this month because it's just a harder month sometimes to put $3,000 towards my student loan debts. But anyway, let's see, what should I show you guys next? The confirmation? Yeah, I'll show you guys the confirmation. So somewhere up on the screen, you guys can see the confirmation of what I was able to send to Group or Loan AG. This one's the higher interest and the one that's closer to zero. And I was able to transfer on this Transfer Tuesday, which I think is the final one I'm making for this month, $1,000 even, which that's still a great amount to be transferring. That's actually normally how much I transfer each video segment that I make. It's just I don't plan on making another one. So that means this month I've transferred around $1,986 towards my government student loans in total. And unless something changes for next week, that is going to be the amount I'm sticking with for February. Now, I know that puts me at a slight disadvantage for two things. Number one, obviously it's not meeting the $3,000 requirement that I would like to have to meet my goals of being debt-free by May. But who knows, something could change between now and May for the better. But there is another downside that I need to share in this video, because I've mentioned my kind of secret weapon that I had up my sleeve. I'm not wearing sleeves. But the secret weapon I had that I was waiting for to help put me in the green zone for eliminating my government student loans was my tax return. Now, every year in the past, I've gotten a tax return. Prior to getting married, it was like I was getting like $8,000 back in my taxes. Maybe it wasn't that high. It was a lot. It was like, whoa, maybe it was like $5,000. I was getting a lot of money back. Tax situations have changed for me. And obviously, I have a side hustle income. And my wife also has a business. So we have to report on those things. This year, I made quite a bit more, like double the amount with my side hustle income that I have in the year past. I should have taken that into consideration when thinking about this and planning for this, because in the past, I usually just use my W-2 income job that has the most withholdings from it to help offset the taxes with my side hustle income. I hope that makes sense. But basically, there's enough being pulled out of my W-2 income job that it covers the taxes needed for my side hustle income. And then we throw my wife's income into the mix, and usually it doesn't take too much of a toll on the tax return. And I can put in all my expenses, and we can take out, our deductions and things like that, and get our credits and all that stuff. And usually, even last year, I still was able to have like $1,000, or maybe it was like $1,500 tax return. So I was kind of like, ooh, I'll be able to put that right towards my government student loans, and that will kind of fill in the gaps where my regular income could not help out with my government student loan goal of being debt-free by May. Well, I started to put in and plug in all the stuff that I would need into, I use TurboTax. I'm not sponsored, but I just think their software and everything's pretty easy to use and pretty straightforward. So I start putting in everything in, and I have mostly everything in, and I'm currently a little bit in the hole. Not by much, but a few $100s that I would have to actually pay into taxes for both federal and state. I think actually at the very moment I don't have anything outstanding with federal. It's like $20 that I would get back. But with state, there actually is, I think, a couple $100s that I'd have to pay into state taxes, which it was like that last year, but it's that before I put in my expenses and stuff like that. So we'll see. I'm not done with paying my taxes yet, but as of right now, I don't think I'm getting anything back from taxes this year, which was kind of like my secret weapon to speed up the process of getting out of my student loans. That's what I've used it for in the past, was to have an extra lump sum of money placed towards my government student loans, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this year. So stay tuned, and I can maybe give you a final update in the next video regarding that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys coming in every week, giving your comments and condolences, and just cheering me on along this journey, which, getting close to the end here, so that's exciting. Even on weeks when I'm not able to officially meet my goal for the month, it still is exciting to be seeing progress every time I press record on the camera. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.